about ESG reporting and their relevance. Let's move forward. What is the ESG reporting? Basically, the ESG reporting concerns the three basic points. First, ESG itself. Second, investors looking point, and third, customers care point. First, let's talk about what is ESG reporting. ESG stands for environmental, social, and governance. Under the environmental, basically we have the concern related to the reporting of the environment effect like energy uses, conservation, water treatment policy, waste management, treatment of animals, air quality, chemical waste, carbon dioxide emission, CFC emissions, uh, and some other industrial waste. Under the social, inclusivity, diversity, gender issue, employee engagement, customer interaction, and labor standard. So under the governance criteria is all about how your company is governing internally. What is the ethical behavior of the boards of director members, their accountability toward the company, whether they are thinking for the benefit of the company or for the benefit for himself. So basically, three main the ESG standards set the environmental, social, and governance. So let's talk briefly. We are talking about some important point. Energy uses. We all know that the energy has the limited resources available in the world. So basically, all the organization which is heavily dependent upon the energy like electricity, coal, they need to they need to concern about how they are impacting the environment in what way through their industrial output. Conservation basically mean how what are their policy related to the conserving our environment. Water treatment, as the name suggests, the polluted water, or you can say that the water which is chemically affected. So how they are treating before releasing into our environment. Pollution as itself, the it's a stand for the air, noise, car, and also affecting our ozone layer. Treatment of animals, basically some of the industry operated in the animal related thing like producing the basically animal farming like meat, eggs, these fishes, these types of industry, how they maintaining the environment, that due to their business activity, environment could not be suffer too much carbon dioxide emission. Basically, the effect made by the petrol, diesel, and basically the fossil fuel. Air quality, as we all know, that chemical waste, basically it is related to the chemical industry. Inclusivity basically means how the our organization inclusive toward the toward the society norms. Diversity, basically whether we are diversifying our policy as per the needs and requirement of the local market where we are operating our business activity. Gender issue, whether our company is able to tackle the gender issue, like specifically in India, we've seen that there is a gender based discrimination between men and women. I know in the today's era this is not showing so much at the city level, but to the some extent, and to the some area of the India, not in India only, it is also found at the global level. The diversity, gender issue will be there and always be there, but through some policy, through some reporting criteria, we need to reduce this thing. This is an inherent issue which cannot be totally eliminated from the market. Employee engagement, customer interaction, how well our organization managing the interpersonal customer relationship labor standard, whether we are uh, maintaining or complying with the labor law related to the specific country where we are operating. And basically the governance, this it stand for the internal structure of a company, how they work internally, and the internal policy defining the various roles and responsibility of the various person associated at a authoritarian level. Now let's come to our second, fourth PPT, like why ECG reporting. This is basically the ECG reporting tackle three issues: transparency, accountability, and the confidence. Let's first talk about what is the transparency. As the first pointer, you able to see that the goals and objective for upcoming years. Basically, what we can able to understand with the goals and objective for upcoming years. Basically, each and every company who is operating in this global project their financial need to project their financial position, need to develop a plan in a such a manner that in the future the company may able to survive and the compete with the changes in the technological environment. So it is important that the company need to prepare some strategic plan. So basically, it under this goals and objective, the company is report that we are setting up this target and we are able to achieve this much of target and we are currently facing here issue. Basically, it mentions the target, goals, objective, and level of objective goals they achieve and what issue they are facing for the achieving the goals and objective. Gender based pay. Basically, gender based pay within an organization, we all know that the male and female both are working. So basically, what is the pay structure between the male and female? Suppose that a manager with the same designation, there are two people. One is a man and one is a woman, and both the responsibility are same, but the pay is different. So in that case, the conflict of interest will be rise at an organization level, and the organization may suffer due to this thing at at a financial level, at a operational level, or at a lower level too. Regional level presence. The transparency also tackle the issue related to the regional level presence. Why I am telling that issue? Before the if any investor wants to invest in a company, then he also required to take a 360 view of the corporate, whether the corporate is viable, what is the presence at a regional level. So the ECG reporting will help the investor to invest in a company on the basis of informed decision. Issue arising during the course of business. As I already mentioned, for the purpose of company to become a going concern, they need to develop some strategic plan for the future, because the future is totally uncertain and in a which manner technology are changing. It is unpredictable whether the company in upcoming years survive or not without a proper strategic plan. So in the fourth point, issue arising during the course of business, similar you can link with the goals and objective for upcoming year too. Accountability. Basically, the accountability, like another reason ECG reporting is so important, is that it's hold a board members and stakeholder as well. It is a very important point. The ECG report is not only restricted to the personnel who is working within a corporate, but it is also mention the behavior of various stakeholders like creditor, debtors, shareholders, debenture holders, bond holders, and so many others who are indirectly or directly associated with the organization. These ECG report make additional responsibility on the name of accountability towards their responsibility. Confidence. Basically, good ECG report develop overall confidence on the financial position as well as the market position of a company. So ultimately, it will help the organization for the purpose of maintaining their market reputation. Uh, you can say that the company is able to maintain their brand value in the market, and also they are able to compete with their competitor. because these three things are very basic thing in required in any reporting, like transparency, accountability, and confidence itself. So before I end this video, I need to talk one more point, that investor looking point and the customer care point. Something I already told you that related to the investor looking point, that what investor will look if the investor want to invest in a particular organization company. So basically the investor concern is that whether the company is business ethically viable, company follow all the norms and the policy issued by the government, various government authority, whether they are competing with their competitor, what is their unique selling point USP, whether their product is viable to the market or not, regional level presence, in what manner they impacting the environment, in what manner they impacting the social norms, their governance structure. These are the few concern point of investor where he wants to look before investing in any company. And there is one important point coming in picture, that a customer's care point. Why in the uh, CSG reporting the customer reporting point is needed? Basically the customer's care point is that, suppose that you are operating in such in an industry of uh, a defense. You know that in the industry of a defense there are very few players in the market at India level, that means at a national level and at the global level. So who is the potential customer or the customer of that particular companies? Like basically the defense, our armies, navy, air force, and our army. These three are the main buyer of those companies. So basically, where the number of customer is very less and the number of presence of the corporation in that particular industry is very less, then these point is very important, and those buyers need to see that at what level the is ESG impacting, whether the ESG reporting is up to the par level or not, because it directly link with their reputation. Suppose that our 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 armed forces purchasing a defense equipment for a company who is producing their equipment in Indian environment but making a large number of pollution, then it directly impacted the reputation of our armed force. So that's why the ECG reporting is concerned with the ECG itself, investor's point, and the customer point itself. So I am resting my voice here. Thank you for watching my video. Jai Shri Krishna.